Now we lit, little hoe.
When I was like 10, I started taking Taekwondo classes for about 6 years, and my instructor, he's called Walimu, but that's Swahili for teacher. He it wasn't just about kicks and blocks. We had to learn Pan-Africanism. We had to learn about Marcus Garvey. We had to learn about stuff that they didn't teach me in elementary school. They didn't teach me in Roland Park, and they damn sure didn't teach me at City. We used to go on trips to like the Washington Monument, but we get a different perspective. You know, they had us going to everyone's place, you know what I mean? Like, Facebook, she's Jasmine Hires, shit. We just like kicked it off real good, like, you know, just became fast friends. Like the first night we was on the phone, we talked for like 6 hours. And I ain't talked on the phone with a girl 6 hours in damn near 10 years. Even with my ex, we probably went on the phone 1, 2, 3, maybe, but 6, I was like, damn. Like that became kind of our John, you know, every other night, you know, because she was like a full-time hustler. She just was like selling her beads, selling her jewelry, and full-time, and getting and understanding her seasons, understanding like her peak and all that. And I respected that because, you know, in this city, you don't know a lot of artists that's full-time.
That's true.
Like, you know, and it's not easy at all, you know. But, you know, we hit it off, and you know, she just actually gifted me these. Like, she gifted me the Tria Gate first. Just keeps you focused. And I think like she would just give me these just to give them to me. And like you know, when somebody just kind of rock with you like that, you know, you gotta appreciate it. You know, so we just been cool. You know, that's my homie. You know, I call her Jimmy Luciano. And you know, that's baby girl. You know, and but I connect to her because it feels like you do your research. It feels like you live this lifestyle. And Jasmine just one of them organic ones. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find too many like her. When you put it out there that you stand for something, there's the rules that come with it. You know, so if I see an Islamic person not taking their shahada or showing a certain respect, because I know people in the Nation of Islam, you know, I can call you on that. You know, so it's just this thing goes deep. You know, the spiritual religious thing really goes deep. It's deeper than just people being entrepreneurs. And you know, I pay attention to people that, you know, just use it for the entrepreneurial gain. The latter, definitely I came across people that embodied it. But I feel with any new introduction or any reintroduction, there's a trend, right?
Yeah. And like you said, you know, when you embody that lifestyle, you know, you do have to live it to its fullest potential, because it's essentially you gaining a better sense of your higher self and being able to stay there. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining it.
I'll say a lot of the spiritual, holistic community is kind of engulfed in the art scene. Mm-hmm. I saw an increase, and maybe I was at the right place, the right time, but I just saw how a lot of people were changing their lives and changing their perspectives, mainly due to just how serious it was really getting in this country. You know, especially last decade. You know, last decade it became a trend for black boys to be killed by police. You know, it was damn near, it's like, all right, we're looking for the next story. You know, so I believe there was a lot of people that wanted to make lifestyle changes, and they were still figuring it out. But there are individuals that, you know, it's always going to be people that's trying to get a dollar or trying to benefit from someone or on to the next hustle, you know. But man, it's just so much presentation and so much perfection. But you know, you have conversation with these people, they still carry that, you know, that high school attitude. They still play people by a value system that has nothing to do with like who they actually are. You know, so and it is weird, you know, but you know, we stiff on them suckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, we leave them in the trash can.
You gotta separate the elevate. You know
yeah. Oh man, for real. And that's probably the biggest lesson I learned. I mean, you seen it firsthand. You know, I was actually telling my big dog about that earlier. I said that I had learned such a traditional way of coming up in this game. Like, yo, you stay true to yourself. You come up, you put your peoples on because this shit be funny, and you don't want none of these funny niggas getting close to you. You got your peoples around, and I kind of followed that format. But I had to realize that, yo, people got agendas. Or people don't know how to put themselves in the position that you helped them get in. You know, and my real friends showed themselves who they were. You know, I lost a close friend who I thought would never lose. You know, never lose. But I woke up and I really saw, like, damn, like, you know, niggas is only fuck with me based on how I look to other people. So if you in the other circle and they talking about how lit Carl is, I gotta say Carl because some certain people call me Carl. Like, so if they tell me how lit Carl is, you can be happy because, oh, I'm Carl's friend, so I can such and such. But the time when maybe Carl ain't as lit no more, or I don't really have no value to the people you feel validated around, you don't want to stand next to niggas. You don't want X, Y, and Z. And you know, it hurt me because I'm like, damn, like, you know, before any of this in the media doing this shit, we were still rocking. That hurt me, yo. And you know, it hurt. But, you know, God did that shit for a reason. Because everybody I'm still solid with, And you've been friends before this shit. So it's like, if we can converse like adults, if we can figure out how to move on and be successful in our own right, then shit, then that's all I need then. So, you know, because I don't believe in putting people on, I believe in helping. Like, you know, the people you help or you assist with their grind, you know, sometimes people don't want you to have credit in their story. They don't want to like say, hey, such and such was dead, you know, and that's fine, you know, but it's different when like these are like personal friends, people I know 9, 8, 10 years, and, you know, and instead of talking to me or whatever about whatever I did wrong or whatever was confused, people try to form alliances. And I look back and I'm like, damn, you know, maybe if motherfuckers was just a little bit more educated, the communication would be easy. True. You know, so I took it personal because of what I was putting into it. And, you know, I was dealing with my mom looking like, you know, like, nigga, you need to finish school. I don't know what the shit you doing. And they making you no money. I can't even hear this shit. Like, I don't know what's going on type shit. So I dealt with that pressure. I dealt with, like, being in uncharted territory because, you know, where I was at in my value system, I was there for the first time. Like, everything was happening for the first time for me. So, and then the next year, I just dealt with, you know, newer friends trying to do business and, like, seeing how, you know, people just don't know how to say, yo, I don't know, or like, yo, I fucked up, or like, yo, let me get it right. They'd rather just not say anything. And the worst thing you can do to me is lead me to assume. Because once you lead me to assume, it's not going to be in your benefit no more. It's not going to be like I'm going to make an excuse for you. I'm going to be mad. And that's happened on a few occasions, you know, personal and business. But I can say that 2 out of 3 of those situations probably been have a solution. You know, we talked and we figured everything out. And I had to learn that my respect got to be intact. You know, because I've learned that how passive I used to be, where maybe if I could have been aggressive or could have said something, I didn't. And maybe that's just me being mature and assuming people know better too. I don't know. Or assuming that if it was something, somebody could say something, you know. But I just had to learn that, like, nah, bro, like when you're in a certain position, you gotta do stuff that may not even pop up in your known. You may gotta speak up. You may gotta say, bro, what you doing? Like, yo, nah, you run your mouth too much. Like, nah, yo, bro, you can't be in this shit. Like, I had to learn that over time. And I think that me being younger and me being so defensive, like, I would not say nothing because if I get angry, I want to fight. If I get angry, I want to like get you beat up. Like, I want to go there, and I shouldn't have to do that. But you get tired of motherfuckers thinking you soft because of what they think you're not. I don't got time to be in the nigga thoughts. So, you know, and he, you know, his bitch ass, he hit me right in the DM, yo, you know, can I have your location? Fuck out of here, dumbass nigga. You know, but I had to still learn from that, like, yo, don't even feed into it no more. Like, don't even prove yourself to niggas no more. I'm pussy. So if you want to get me beat up, do what you do. Beat up, kill me, shoot me, stab me, do what you gotta do. You gotta deal with God, not me. I just give him what happened to me because I always share this testimony. You know, like, you know, 2018, I was real fucked up. Financially, I was fucked up. Mentally, I was fucked up. I was damn near hurting myself just to do it. I even sabotaged my own relationship, you know, and I didn't know at the time I was actually destroying and rebuilding, but I felt like I needed to self-destruct because I hated who I was. Like, I was overeating. I was like blowing every day. I was just like numb to everything. I was like, I just wasn't I wasn't somebody I was proud of anymore. You know, and it got to a point where even, you know, I was like damn near really, really out on my ass. Like, you know, thank God for having like homeboys from the hood that still rock with you, because, you know, I could have really been on the street if it wasn't for my man Vinny. You know, he looked out for me like, yo, I got you for about a week, you know, and But in that time, and you know me, I found housing that was good. In that time, you know, I just was like, yo, you know, I'm at this job I don't want to be at, but I gotta pay bills, I gotta get my money up. And every day, the last 3 years of when I first got in the game for real to now, it seemed like it was just over. Because it's 3 years later, and then it's like, what the fuck I got this show for? And I was like, damn, like, you know, I can go on Facebook and all that, but it's like, I'm not about to force myself to fit. I'm not about to validate myself through this to feel like I'm that nigga or feel like whatever that value system was, I'm back at that. I just was realizing shit, and the people I was in business with at the time, like I found out niggas were super foul, did some foul shit. I didn't even raise a stink. I just left. I just told niggas like, yo, I can't do it no more. You know, and you know, for the first time in a long while, I really love myself, and I really appreciated who I was, and I realized like, yeah, this is who you are, and it's things we're gonna keep working on building, but this is who you are. Don't ever be ashamed of that, because you know, my mother went through too much to make sure I was straight. My mother, you know, she was going to school, taking care of my mother when my grandmother with no help, and still trying to raise me and shit. So it was so many things that she did just to get me in a position where I can be confident. If I let myself down, I'm letting her down. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what, yo, let me get right. You know, let me really, really focus, and let me really make my people's proud and make myself proud. You know, and I started doing the work. And once I did that, yo, like I got in that bag. Like the music sounded more pure, everything was a little more confident, opportunities was lining up. Me and my father like actually have a real relationship now, because me and him never had a solid relationship. Like it was time we never even talked more than 2 days in a row type shit. So me and him built our relationship. So many new things was happening that was like, oh, okay, I just shed a layer. Now okay, cool, I'm here. And you don't create an atmosphere where a person that you love feels like you're doubting them, or feels like you don't initially believe in them unless you're a part of it. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't actually have anything to do with the foundation, you shouldn't be entitled to anything.
True. It's
just simple business. They do this in the mafia. They do this when doing construction. Like, if you have nothing to do with the actual thing, then why are you trying to why are you trying to act like you are part of the foundation? Don't try to bring up other triggering things that happen to try to play off like, no, this is business. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's hard, but you know, my bro told me, you gotta leave people where they at. You know, and you know this shit, bro. Like, you know this business. You know how they think you just a hip hop guy. Let them think just that. Mm-hmm. You know, but nah, like I really understand. And once I proved that shit to myself, and I just started that lane of progression. Life is just excellent. Like, you know, I deal with stress, I deal with all kind of shit, but overall, I can really wake up and feel confident. You know what I mean? So, first for the entrepreneurs, you know, my advice is before you sell one product, before you post one thing, man, know who you are as a person. Because if you know who you are, then you'll know what you're trying to sell, and you'll know the reason you're trying to sell it. You know, I gotta plug my dog, not because he my dog, but he my dog. But my man Otis, he got a line called Therapy, clothing line called Therapy. But it's based on giving mental health advice and inclinations to people who suffer. And you know, one of the backdrops of it is, you know, his sister died, and he had a lot of family things he would go through that he saw that attacked his mental health and others. So he wanted to give something to the world that had a symbolic meaning. You know, it ain't just a shirt that say, "Oh, sophisticated hustlers," like that weak shit. Like, no, it's like, it's not one of them rinky dinks. It's something that actually has, like, the tagline is garments that make you feel good. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, so you can create a subconscious that when you put this on, that it'll stand for something. You know, it's like if a nigga put on Bape, he may feel like he on Pharrell or Wayne or the Clips level. But if you put on that Therapy shit, you might feel like, damn, I can have a better day, or I can have a good day, or I can help somebody else have a good day. So, brand identification. You gotta know who you are. If bro didn't use what he went through mentally to be stronger, he wouldn't have came up with that idea. He wouldn't have created that foundation. Shout out to his girl, Monty, because she helped with it as well. So, you know, but he knew who he was. He had to appreciate himself and look deep within. So entrepreneurs, like learn who you are and let life's journey define how you move forward. Don't look at the TV or look at what somebody else do and try to create your own version, because it don't work like that. You know, people respond to other people different. That shit, they be, yo, you Mr. Philosophical. I need to be. I gotta be, because, you know, I don't want niggas to wait until the CEO tell you. I don't want niggas to wait until you in a box and the pastor lying about who you was to, you know, to a church of people. Nah, my nigga, like, you know, you can start this shit now. You know, you can get your life together now. Most of these hood movies is about niggas who want to do better, and they end up in a situation where they gotta do worse, thinking they gotta get better. You know, so just be patient, like you said earlier too, and know that it really is a marathon. It really is. It had me wiggling weasel, but I've been working really hard, especially since September when my wool came out. I've been working really hard, and I'm there. I'm down there, almost at that finish line. Got an album coming. But I mean, EP project, like, you know, I'm only saying it because of the length, because it's not really long. Pause. But yeah, definitely got a project coming. So by the time this will come, like, y'all probably about to start seeing the promo for the project. I pulled out stops I never did before. You know what I mean? I got photo shoots ready. I got, you know, ads I'm running. I got all the things to really go for it, because I'm that confident in the music. Most of this stuff is probably some of the best honest material I've made. Period. You know, I really took it there as far as the level of transparency in the music. And you know, look, you know, when you hear certain, of course I ain't really on no name dropping shit, but like, you know, I say certain things and certain people gonna feel ways because it's my feelings. You know, like one line is can't tell me I ain't great. I just opened up a business, kicked out the circle, but she close enough to witness. Thought you was the realest, but you care who the lit is. Stand next to niggas, big flex, you ain't winning. Like, it's not necessarily about throwing shade or trying to diss. It's more just about feelings, you know what I'm saying? And look, I make music for the underdogs, people that's trying to get over that hump, you know, basically everything we just talked about. So that's what I make music for. So niggas need this kind of shit in your life, you know. It ain't trap rap, shout out to all my trap niggas. It ain't necessarily boom bap either, it's freeze. So, I'm gonna come out with the name, I'm gonna drop the name soon, but just know, you know, new album coming, you know, definitely before March. Yeah. So, this is a quick jewel for y'all. Like, if you on YouTube and I pay for premium, so I don't know how regular YouTube is, if they automatically make a playlist for you or automatically make playlists of songs. But when Drake has a song out, I can be in Wu-Tang, I can be on Raekwon, Mobilarity, 100 Rounds, watching that video, and the next 2 songs down to be Drake new single. And that's part of placement and advertising, but also keywords. He got a song called Wu-Tang Forever. But I can go to bump Janae Aiko. I can be on the song she got with Kendrick from way back 2014, but they got a song together. And Drake can be considered R&B. So the level of advertising and room he has to kind of like always be there, always be present, is like incredible. And you know, y'all doing a great job at YouTube, you know. Shout out to Leo, you know, I need a check, man. I need a check. You know, but, you know, so artists, everybody, study the game that you in. Study, like, the other side of it. Because though I've been doing music all my life, I started on media and I learned the other side of the game even more. And then I worked for FM radio for 3 years. So I know this game. Like, learn this game. Don't think Shade Room and don't think a Breakfast Club interview is where you're going to learn about. You may get good stories and clickbait, but you're not gonna get like real stories about the game. And like, nah, you gotta tap in. Gotta tap in. I already know, you know, if you don't know, you know now. Coolest in the game, Karlito Freeze with a K not a C. Got a big shout out, Running Wild Media, Sean Ski. I just love the platform. I love being a featured friend because, you know, you're supposed to feature your friends. You know what I'm saying? But I'm mainly on the gram, Coolest in the Game with a K not a C. Facebook, Freeze Karlito, you know what I mean? Tap in with me on there if you fuck with Facebook. Twitter, man, I'm out here. I'll be on there a little bit for real. Just being myself, not even over promoting music and shit. And you know, just that's the main shit for real. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Karlito Freeze, like Make sure you stream the music. Don't download it, because if you download it, them streams don't count. I need every stream, because we try to play the leverage game in the feed. So, definitely Karlito Freeze on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all that. Just check me out. We got a lot of shit coming in the future. We got some visuals. We got some dope shit. I'm gonna let them Sean on my project. Sean definitely on the project. Like she might have like on some verse of the year shit, because everybody I played this song for, like they fuck with Freeze and all that, but like they like, yo, who is her? I'm like, yo, that's the ski, nigga. You bugging? What's popping? That's the truth. You feel me? You smell me? So, yeah, I really appreciate the feature, for real, because I rock with everybody doing their shit, doing their hustle, and making it worthwhile. It ain't easy. We keep going.